Every home got a signal now, but not every signal is safe. And every parent's trying to keep up with a world that won't slow down. Screens in screens in every pocket, Wi-Fi in every room. Kids growing up faster before we shake the rules. We're working, we're praying, trying to get it right, but the world's in their hands now. Even late at night, they scroll before they pray, they swipe before they speak. We're learning as we lead them, but the pressure's deep. Yeah. Information everywhere.
Good morning, and I've got to make sure that I get this right because it's so easy to go into church mode because I've not done anything like this on a Saturday for so long. But hey, I'm here and I'm so grateful for your company. Okay? I've been looking forward to this for quite a bit. I don't know whether you have, but regardless, we're here. And it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful day. I say that because I'm giving back. Yeah, who doesn't like giving back? It's a time to give back to the community, more so to fortify our young ones. And I've sort of tweaked it just a bit. And that's because I'm very keen that our parents also get to get some value from these, this initiative. It really is an initiative, and I want you not to see it as anything other than that. This potentially could be the beginning of careers for some of your young ones. And for you who are a parent who is, a bit technical, then this is for you too, because we'll address some benefits that you can actually pick out or gain from this academy. And that's what I'm going to be calling it. It's an academy of sorts. That's what they call it, where you can come and knuckle down and learn how to create content. And I know that we, post-COVID, we've been, during COVID and post, we learned how to use collaboration tools, and that's what affords us the opportunity to go live. Some of us have ministries and things like that, but we'll address all that. We have time. Typically, and this is just my experience, having done live for a while, having not done live for a while, I hasten to say, the turnout usually is not really encouraging for me. But I've grown up. I'm a big boy. Now I just speak, because I know there's that one child, or indeed the one parent that will benefit from this. So it's going to be a long, mouthy, wordy engagement. So please plug in, okay? Some of you may be asking why I'm doing this, and I'm going to give you the reason. I have been creating content now for several years, okay? And I'm trying not to sound like I'm boasting, but I've done it for a bit, okay? The Zen, what do they call them? Gen Zs, yeah, that's what they call them, will say I've done it for a minute, okay? Now, there's so much I have learned during that time, and I'm still learning. You never close the door on learning in general. So I know that I have enough to give you as a young person or as a parent that's interested in content creation, I have just as much as any other person who is doing the same thing where they teach you how to create content. I have it all. Okay. And I'm not just saying that. You don't do things for 7 to 8 years and not learn one or two things. So I've got you whether you want to go big. By big, I mean spend big. I've also got you if you want to, use what you have, your phone in your hand, the window in your bedroom, space constraints and all that. I've got you. Okay. I'm finding myself giving you almost like I'm bigging myself up, presenting you with credentials for you to know that this is legit, this is for real, and this is truly beneficial. And it's time worth spent because truly you will benefit from this. Your kids will benefit from this. So I use the word launch. I've said launch for quite a bit during I've been spamming you. Please forgive me. I have definitely been spamming you more than normal. So I apologize for that, but it's for a reason. It's a launch and I want to create as much awareness as possible. And that's why I'm a bit pushy, okay? Generally, with content creation or as a content creator, I know that if we don't push you, you don't get pushed. So that spammy feel, it's part of the territory. It's unfortunate, but it's almost like we're training you to do what you ought to do. And I know that there's no apology that I'll give to you for making sure your kids do content creation securely. Okay? And I've learned over the time, like I've mentioned, that is a good thing. All right? So today is the 6th of June, and we kicked this off if you're just dropping in. We kicked this off at noon. We're going to be here for exactly 1 hour. And then that might be a clue for some of you. You've got to be true on time. Content creation, even the algorithms lean on you being punctual. Okay? You'll find out very quickly. So, content creation is just a beautiful thing. I've inherited it after I sort of slowed down on videography and photography. I had these tools lying around, and COVID was in the offing, and the lockdowns and all that introduced some sort of restriction for us going out to, to do church and all that. And when we were all curtailed and couldn't do that, I decided to do it in-house. So, of course, you couldn't take photographs of people from your local location. So it was important to do something, crazy. And using the tools that I had already. And I'm, pivoted to content creation stroke, appearing on Zoom calls, Teams calls, with intention. All right. So content creation, there is a career path for content creation. And that's why it excites me, because some kids can come to you these days. In my days, they come to you and say they want, Dad, I want to play football. That's what I want to do as a career. I'm from the baby boomers era. That was frowned upon by parents who did not know. And first they were doing it at the time, they were doing it to protect. Okay. But these days, your child could come to you and ask or tell you, Mom, Dad, I want to create content. I've seen influencers do that and I hear they're doing well. What stops me? If any of you who's on the call or on the broadcast have that experience, and God help you, you have a wonderful opportunity. Okay, again, if you're just joining, I'm Lawrence. This is Family Cyber Tips Weekly, pivoting or at least enlarging and extending its audience to those parents whose children are showing interest in content creation. And today we're discussing the question many parents are asking: what if your child wants to become a content creator? Maybe they've already started. Maybe they are posting videos, and maybe they dream of becoming the next YouTuber, TikTok creator, streamer, gamer, you name it, influencer. And maybe, if we're truly honest, some parents are worried. They're asking questions like, is it safe? Your child is interested in this. They've come to you and you're harboring questions like, is it safe? Will strangers contact them? You've heard stories. Would it affect normal school or school in general? And if it's new to you, you could be asking yourself, can kids actually create content safely? Today, we're going to answer all those questions, okay? And I hope you're excited as I am, because the reality is the internet isn't going away. When in those days, if you approached your parents and said you want to be a footballer, you just, in your head, pray that it's just a phase. They will grow over it or get out of that mindset. Some kids didn't, and bless them, they followed their dream. But some had to give up because there was no support around them, okay? But the internet is not going away. Content creation is not going away. AI, as we have been bombarded in recent time, isn't going away. The question isn't whether our children will engage with these technologies. The question is, will they do so wisely and safely? And that's where, like I mentioned, I come in. If you're just arriving, please say hello. If you're bold as I am, you can say hi and give me your name, what you're here to do, because we're going to engage. I hope we're going to engage in the comments, because I have some polls that I'll be running, okay? And of course, that you have questions. Any questions you have, put it in the comments. It's there for you. I can see it from that angle. And again, any adjusco that I perform, that's content creation for you, because I'm a solo content creator, which means I'm producing the show. And it is not difficult. I say that after 8 years. It was extremely difficult and intimidating when I started, but now I've got it and I'm sharing it with you, okay? So when you say hello, I'll be looking that direction. Don't think I'm missing the camera. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'll change some scenes so that you just see how I'm getting on. You can see the production is sound, and I would so love to hear from you and just make it happen, okay? So the question isn't whether our children would engage with these technologies. They will, okay? They absolutely will. And I pray that when they engage, they'll do so wisely and safely, okay? It's very important that we get this right. I've noticed some people have just jumped on, they're joining. So I'm also checking the people who are arriving, just to make sure I'm getting this right. So you're just joining my journey of over 7 years. I've been creating content online. I've hosted live streams. I've produced videos. I've created podcasts like the one that is before us, I predominantly use a live production, video production tool called Ecamm. It used to be called Ecamm Live. It's now just called Ecamm, and I have it under wraps. You know, I know how to use the tool, and it is immense. The caveat, though, is that it's for Mac users. It doesn't work on Windows, and that might be a problem for some of us. But the other tools that I can also recommend or use, or get you to use, and during our workshops, because the plan is if we have enough people interested in, forgive me, I'm pausing my biography or my pitch. If we have enough people who are interested to go on this journey, we'll have workshops. We'll have, behind the scenes training. So we'll train. We'll actually train you an hour per. Don't do that, Lawrence. We'll train you. Okay. We've got to get the numbers for this to really resonate. Okay. The plan is to get you trained up so that you can, learn how to be a content creator and do it from scratch. So we'll take you from 0 to you going live the first time, and cater or protect you and be there to support you on this new journey. All right. So I use tools like Ecamm, like I mentioned, Zoom. I have a strong hand on that too, and many others, OBS, Teams, collaboration tools that you're aware of. Okay. And over the years, I've learned so many things. I particularly learned something quite important. The biggest challenge isn't learning how to make content. The biggest challenge for me, and I know that you no doubt experience this, is learning how to stay safe while creating, while making it. Okay. I made early mistakes, and there's so many lessons I've learned along the way. Things I wish I knew sooner. And online exposure is not something to take for granted. We've got to do it right and do it wisely and securely. Okay? Let's address why children will want to create anyway. Okay? I'm giving you ammunition so that you know how to deal with your young one when they come to you. Okay? What do you think? Just notice another person has joined. What do you think attracts young people to content creation? Why would they be interested in creating content? I did ask that you say hi and hey if you're in the chat. Just say hi to me so I know you're there. If you can answer the question, what do you think attracts people to content creation? I've noticed incredibly that people are quite live stream shy. It's and if you see people who are really doing it, 9 times out of 10, they're family. They know you very well, but usually it takes some time for the audience to get used to this stranger. I hope I'm not a stranger to you. If you're here, you have received either a ping or spam, as I've called it at the beginning, that I'm doing this. Okay, so if you're in the chat, just say hi. And perhaps I will leave the question for later. But no, I'm going to answer the question and you can give me a thumbs up if you agree. Okay, what attracts young people to content creation? Okay, creativity, fame, money. Money is a big driver. Community. Some just want to have fun. someone to skill up, learning skills. Okay? So none of these are bad. The desire to create is not the problem. The danger comes when creation happens without guidance. That's why I'm here. You're very welcome. Okay? I want you to create content, but do so securely. The more people join in, please say hi or hey. If you're young, you can say hello if you're shy. Okay? So it's important that we get this right from the get-go. Get-go. All right? And it's not difficult. It is not difficult. I say that with the utmost respect for those who've been on this journey. Content creation, when you get it, is not difficult. Like any serious thing that we do, we've got to learn. We've got to study, got to stay the course. And sooner or later, we'll find the reward. Okay? There's a lot of positive that comes. Like I said, this is a career for many. Truth be told, the whole truth, I want this to be a career of sorts. The latter part of my journey of life. This would have been lovely to, do this where I'm giving and I'm being catered for. My family is being catered for. I'll be a dream because I'm doing what I'm passionate about. Okay? Not quite there yet, but we're on the journey. Okay? So it's important. There are other things besides the career that this brings to the table. Okay? You're skilling up, and the skills are transferable. So I've learned and I've become, better with communication. I would say that I have effective communication skills. I had a bit of it, but over the years I've trained myself. So this will train you to do just that, okay? So you will definitely be able to skill up. And there are opportunities, lots of opportunities that, staying on this path will bring. And I don't want to, gloss over that because it is important. Skills that I've learned, like public speaking, video production, because this is basically production. I'm producing an event, and I'm a solo video producer. Graphic designs, you learn how to create a lot of graphics, beautiful graphics. AI has, of course, made it a lot easier and better, but you've got to have the basic knowledge to get the benefits of AI, if you like, okay? Just understanding how it works. Like I mentioned, my communication is beautiful. And I'm saying that confidently because either people have told me or I get the results I seek when I engage people. You learn how to storytell. Many say, I want to be an entrepreneur. Yeah, this is it. Solo production, content creation is, believe me, folks, it is a career, a genuine one that we should not play around with. And as you know, many careers today begin as hobbies online, okay? Mr. Beast, you may have come across him if you use YouTube at all. Marques Brownlee, you know his story. All starts as a hobby online. But now creators are building businesses, communities, and careers. So content creation is, honestly, I couldn't make it up if I tried hard. Content creation is a genuine career path. So if your young one comes to you and asks whether they can, do content creation on YouTube or wherever, don't hold them back, because content creation is not just for YouTubers. For example, let me challenge a common misconception that folks have, especially parents. When many people hear the words content creator, just like we used to hear footballer, Daddy, I want to be a footballer when I grow up. You know, the attitudes then were just as bad. When people hear the words content creator, they immediately think, oh, that's for YouTubers or for TikTok or influencers. But that's no longer true. Today, almost everyone creates content. If you've ever posted on Facebook, you're a content creator. Might be small scale, but you're creating content. You shared a testimony online as a person of faith, you're sharing content. You sent a ministry update, you've hosted a Zoom meeting, you've recorded a church announcement, you've shared a business promotion, you've run a webinar even on Zoom, or you led an online Bible study. You're already creating content. So the question isn't whether you're a content creator. The question is whether you're doing it effectively and safely. And that, for me, is key, especially for parents who are interested. Let me give you a ministry example. Again, for people of faith. As a pastor or ministry leader, content creation allows you to reach people long after the church service ends. One encouraging message, one testimony, one devotional, one live stream could reach someone who may never walk through your church doors again. Technology has become one of the greatest mission fields of our generation. Let me give you, that was a ministry example. Let me give you a parent example. Parents, your children are already watching content creators every day. What if instead of only consuming content, they learned how to create something positive? You know, we push them towards engineering. Yeah, folks who are as old as I am will know exactly that that's a trend. You must be a doctor. Not just a doctor, a medical doctor. Not just an engineer, an electrical engineer. So instead of them consuming content, let them create something positive, something educational, something inspiring, something that honors God and helps others. Very important. Let me ask you a practical question. Okay? How many of us have joined a Zoom call and looked like we were broadcasting from a cave? And I mean this with the utmost respect. Please don't read my language or my tone incorrectly. How many of us have joined a Zoom call and looked like we were broadcasting from a cave? Dark lighting, poor audio, camera pointed at our forehead, children running behind us. We've all been there. And if I was cracking jokes, this is where you're supposed to be laughing. We've all been there. The good news is that appearing professional online does not require expensive equipment. Nada. 3 simple Zoom improvements. Thank me later. 3 simple Zoom improvements. You came here to be educated and you have a pen and paper. This is where you either pause and get your pen and paper or wait for some seconds. Just simple. I'm just going to suggest some simple Zoom improvements. Every content creator does this, by the way. So this is supposed to cater for parents who are interested in improving how they appear, how they arrive at a Zoom meeting. Tip 1, face a window or light source. If you have a light source, don't point it directly in your face. Just, can actually point it to, if your ceiling is white, point it to the ceiling that's white. Don't sit under it or you have these black things in your eye and you look funny. But if you can, point it above you, not directly at you, but face, for those who don't have a light source, face a window. People need to see your face before they hear your message. That's not quite 100% true, and that's just the journey, because I had to put those down as points. It's not wholly true, but there is a lot of truth in it. And even if it was 50% true, it's a good recommendation. And the reason I said it's 50% is your audio is more important than your video. If your audio is bad and your video is good, it won't cut it. So I need to qualify the people, the statement I made about people needing to see your face. Yes, they do need to see your face. But if we can't see your face, the next best thing is good audio. Okay? People need to see and hear you, but your audio is fundamentally more important. Okay? But for that tip, face a window or light source, and you will improve the cave look that I mentioned earlier. Okay? Tip 2, raise your camera to eye level. What people tend to do is they put their camera on the table and point it to their face like that. So the camera is right under. When we do the live workshops, you do it hands-on. Okay, we'll actually demonstrate it and you can see the before and the after. So you gain knowledge that way. This is just selling the idea to you, if you like, introducing you to the concept, to the academy, the workshops that your child or children will be engaged in. Summer is coming, the summer holidays. And usually, I remember that during summer, whilst it's supposed to be a time to refresh bodies, the kids haven't worked all year. They take long breaks. But after the long break, the period, I think it's usually 1 month, where you're going back to school to go and take exams, especially 11 plus folks. You have opportunities to learn. So there's study groups. Some people have to do lessons and all that. This could be something that you subscribe to doing during the summer break, where your child, in addition to the other things that they're doing, because they want to be content creators, they want to improve their appearances on collaboration tools like Zoom and all that, they can subscribe to the workshop. Like I said, I need a certain amount of people to show interest and commitment. And once they do, then I'll start, creating the platform. For a month, I can wait. That's not a problem. I'll wait for a month to gather. I'll use other ways to get this information out. You will help me by sending the messages out. But we're going to have workshops where we'll teach you how to be a content creator, the things you need, the tools, to get it right. And I'll help you on that journey to actually create your first channel. Could be on TikTok, could be on YouTube, wherever you want it to be. Okay? So the tip 2 that I was giving you, raise your camera to eye level. These we'll do hands-on when we engage in those workshops. But putting your camera down and then you are up here doesn't do you any justice, at all. Because the camera is looking up to you and it will look a bit funny. In fact, it is bad. Okay? I'll teach you how to handle that, but you've got to raise your camera at the least to eye level. Some of you will have to jack it up with books, so that it's at that level. Or you buy a cheap tripod, and a phone caddy. You can fit your phone. Once you fit your phone and place it on the tripod, then you've raised it. That will be more flattering than having it, right at the bottom of the table. That's a second tip. And like I mentioned, this is just to address the caveman look that many of us appear to others when we join Zoom calls. Some are not proud of what's behind them or what the environment, so they don't even appear. Turn off their video, they turn off their audio. But again, I'm hoping that I can cater for that need too. So the Academy will address many things in addition to solely looking to create content creators amongst our children. Parents, you can gain a lot of skills by also subscribing or by connecting to appear professionally and otherwise during collaboration whilst you're using collaboration tools. The third tip, again, I throw this in, I've kind of covered it. Improve your audio before upgrading your camera. So before you start spending, and this is cheap. Like I said, you have your tools already in your hand. Your phone can be a video source and can also be an audio source. You don't need to use anything other than the beautiful iPhone you perhaps have, But if you had the option of upgrading, improve your audio before upgrading your camera will be the advice I'll give. People will forgive generally average video, but they will not forgive bad audio. Bad audio is a big no-no, all right? So whether you're a pastor, whether you're a parent, a business owner, a teacher, or an aspiring creator, every time you appear online, people form an impression. The goal isn't perfection, okay? The goal is clarity. I've had opportunities to speak at many webinars or conferences about this very thing, okay? It doesn't cost money. Just little tweaks here and there. You learn those skills by connecting with us. We have a sister YouTube channel called Securely You Online that we'll be doing the workshops from. Okay? I hinted earlier or late May that when we gather enough interest, I'll create a form and we'll do this legit. You subscribe to some platform that I manage, and we'll be doing the collaborations or the engagements and workshops from there. Okay? Generally, you want people focusing on your message, not struggling to hear you as a parent or see you or understand you. It's important that we appear online in a concise and beautiful way. Okay? So it is crucial. You can answer in the comments, and this is either live now or later when the broadcast is over. But if someone gave you a professional camera today as a parent or your young one, microphone and lighting setup, what message would you share with the world? Somehow I got a nudge that perhaps there will be a time I'll ask that question, and then whoever gets it right, I'll give them a camera, I'll give them a microphone, I'll give them lighting. That's down the line. There'll be these are going to be incentives to get you all connected to the academy. It's an idea for later. But if someone gave you a professional camera, a microphone, and lighting set up fully today, what message would you share with the world? Like I said, there's no gift for your answer, but your answer will definitely inform how I approach these sort of questions in the near future. Okay? Give you some time, for those in the live, give you some time to respond. And if you do, I will engage with you. This is where people often reveal their passions. Let the cat out of the bag. The answers that you will give will tell me exactly what you're passionate about. Ministries, testimonies, businesses, and personal stories. Very, very key. Okay? So please engage in the comments. Let me know. And the second one would be perhaps something that you can get your child to answer, and it's on the screen. Let's do the other one. So it will be this one. What platform interests your child most? I know that you've come because you love your child. You know, that's a huge giveaway. Anyone who attends this is either a member of my family or someone who is interested in, you know, getting the best for their child who is interested in content creation. Very important. But you can see I'm trying to get enough polls, or rather answers from raising these polls. What platform interests your child most? YouTube, TikTok, gaming, Instagram? You're not sure? Just engage with me, okay? Engage with me. There's another poll that we can look at. Would you support your child becoming a content creator? That's crucial to me. That answer is crucial to me. You've either got to say yes, maybe no. They already are. The already are's, please connect with me, okay? Because remember, the premise for this live broadcast is not so much to help your children start the content creation journey, is to make sure that they're doing it securely, okay? So if they've started, it'd be nice to help them, you know, assess their platforms and make sure that they're not leaving their gates open. Excuse me. So important. Okay? Very important. Okay? All right. So, you're not engaging me, so I have to adapt. That's the name of the game. You've always got to adapt, okay? Content creation is brutal, okay? Let's talk about the risks nobody talks about. Like I said, I want you to gain as much virtue from this live conversation or discussion. I don't know whether you noticed what I did, because part of content creation, there's no one in this room but me and Jesus, okay? But there's no one in this room managing scene transitions, managing the music you're hearing, managing lights hitting me, the audio. It's just me. I want you, and this is a live show, and things happen. So as a content creator, I mean, if you're a content creator and someone else is managing all that, it's a beautiful thing, beautiful place to be. But if you want to be a content creator on a solo, then there's so much you can learn from even just this meeting. Okay? I shared these polls. All I'm doing is pressing a button, and you're seeing a different scene. That's poll 1. This is poll 2. And we come back to where I was. Okay? But I'm doing that effortlessly. It didn't come down from heaven. I had to learn it. Okay? And I am a good student and a better teacher. I say that because I am passionate about the kids. I'm passionate about your kids. Nowhere near what you have or the passion you have for them, but I'm rooting for them. And so because I see the good in this, I want them to understand it and do it the right way. Okay? Very important. So like I was about to do, I wanted to share some risks. Let's talk about the side of content creation, that many people ignore. And the reason why I have to share the risks. The reason why I need to do that is because, yes, it's one thing hearing your child say, I want to be a content creator. But if they go in blind, like it's possible, those who have already, become content creators, a big risk is oversharing, where the young folk just don't know where the boundary is. Something as simple and as perhaps small as a school uniform can tell a big story about where you go to school. People can build a profile, home address, taking pictures with your home address showing, street signs. Who would ever think it? I'm just being myself. But they see all those things, see your school uniform, see a home address, because you're taking a selfie with your home or the address, your location showing, street signs. These are things that can help a rogue build a profile. So those are risky. Those are risks. So I'm showing you how these risks can affect those who are creating content. If you're just arriving, please say hello. And a God bless you would do, because I've been here doing me, okay? We're talking about risks involved in content creation. Oversharing was one of them. The second is strangers. The internet is a dangerous place. And so you need, whilst creating content, to be aware that there's strangers. Not everyone online is who they claim to be. It's important to know that if you want to be a content creator. Okay? And that's what I help you do. I'll help you do that. So this is not to put you off creating content or being a content creator. This is giving you reason to connect with me, because I'll show you how to do it and do it properly. Another risk will be digital footprints. Okay? What gets uploaded online stays online for a number of years. And so you don't absolutely need to know that before you even start. I've often said that the internet does not have a delete key. When it's there, once it's up there, that's it. So even if the person who hosts the content has deleted it, people have taken pictures, screenshots. So you don't know where those are, okay? Another risk will be pressure. Likes become identity. Views become self-worth. That's pressure for young folk and older folk too. Another risk, scams, fake sponsorships, fake giveaways. And in my case, fake collaboration offers. People want to collaborate with you, but it's a trick. Imagine I'm on my journey to quote unquote monetization, and imagine someone coming to me and saying, oh, if you create this, if you do this, I'll pay you this, and give me a beautiful offer that I can't refuse. Then later on, I find out that it's all a scam. Because most content creators want to be able to transition or pivot and make this a career. I will blow their confidence if they get scammed even before they start making some money online. So to avoid that, I'm flagging it as a risk. All right. Let me quickly share, because we have a few minutes left. Let me quickly share 7 rules for safe content creation. And this is for those who were writing earlier. As a child, you must involve the parents. Parents, you must be involved, okay? You should never reveal your location. I've been on this for close to 7 years. Yeah, 7 years this year. As far as people are concerned, I'm just online. They won't know my location. God, God help me that I stay compliant, but never reveal your location. Separate your content creator email from your normal email. Okay, I'll throw that in. Use strong passwords. Can't explain or hammer on that enough. Okay. Enable two-factor authentication. These are all addressing risks that are just staring you in the face as a content creator. You can't afford to ignore them. Enable two-factor authentication, strong passwords. You must not use your creator email address as your all-in-all address. Separate them. Have your personal email address and the content creator address. There's a lot of positives to that demarcation. If you separate them, bravo to you. You must know who is contacting you. Have regular family check-ins. Pause after each rule. Take comments. Okay? Suggestions that your folks will have on how you can adjust. Very important. Okay? All right. So we are at the 10-minute mark. And I think I've done that. I'm just going to briefly, let me see if I can do this very quickly. But I just want to show you some things in my studio that may help. I was doing this earlier. Let me see if I can do this quickly. Preview mode. I'm just going to show you how the runoff show, that's what it's called, how we started. Those who started from the beginning will understand what I'm saying. So every meeting I start with a countdown. So there's an image or a video, a moving image, that shows what you're about to get into. You probably have a countdown. The countdown will, once it finishes, transition to me, like I am now. And then the scenes all through. And once all that's finished and you say your bye-bye, you're going to click what we call an outro. An outro will take you out, music playing, blah, blah. Simple, difficult at the same time. You know when you know, okay? So I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to be careful because I don't want to, should I do it? No, you know what? I can't do it because if I do it, it may affect things. But there's a countdown, transition to me, scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, any show and tell, then what we call to action. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and all the other bits, and then goodbye, outro music, and we're done. That's basically what a content creator does. Okay, if you're doing interviews, of course you invite someone else in, and that obviously increases the engagement. But ultimately, that's the long and short of it. Okay, like I said, AI has helped enhance many of these things. You do it even better now with AI's contribution, but you've got to tell AI what to do because it's your show. Okay, lovely opportunity. I was going to do a studio tour, but not quite sure. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not. I will attempt to do something, but it will be very short. Okay, I just want to show you what I'm seeing so that you can appreciate it a bit. Let me see if it pops up. Is it popping up? Let me see. What I'm not going to do is allow it waste my time or waste your time. Doesn't look like it's showing. Is it there? Oh yeah, it's there. Okay, just going to show you a few things. So this is what I'm looking at. This is my studio tour. Okay. So this is my mic. This is what is getting my audio. Let me see. Okay, you know what? I can stand up. So this is what. Oh, can you hear me? Yes, you can. So this is my mic. I was what that's what's been. I'm not quite good at this. Let's see. Can you see the mic? I'm sure you can. Okay, so that's the mic. That's what I'm speaking into. Okay. And I have to stay in one place so you can see me. And that's these are monitors, what I'll call program monitors. It lets me see what you may be seeing so that I stay in sync. That's what's managing the audio. And that's, as you can see, a Rodecaster Pro 2. What else? Everything is on the table. You can see my keyboard, my mouse, and there's Stream Decks here that I'm pointing to. So if I press this button now, you see things change. If I press this, that changes. Can you see? And then we come back to the studio tour. If you wanted to be with me, I could have invited you and you will show up here. These are all things that you can do. Back to the studio tour. Okay. But ultimately, this is what's lighting me up. Sorry if it's too bright. Let me push it to the side. Basically, that's what's lighting me up. That's what's lighting me up. Of course, you can see the back. Sorry about all this, but you get the idea. You can see that's what you're seeing behind me. Can you see? Okay. Studio tour over. Yeah, so that's honestly, that really is what you stand to gain. And of course, I have so much advice for you. Most of the things you're seeing, you don't need them at this high level. But like you, I started, like you are going to do, I started pretty small with as I'm telling you now, with my iPhone 11. That's how I used to record when I started. And if you go to the YouTube channel, you see that I've always aimed to get the quality as best as possible. You know, the music you're hearing in the background was created for the show. In the past, I would have had to pay someone, but that was created by yours truly. Okay? As content creation for you. I will not get any, inappropriate use strikes from YouTube because I'm creating my own content, creating my own music, and these are things that you are going to be doing. Okay? So if your child wants to be a creator, we have to, as parents, support their dream and we have to protect their future. Okay? We don't want them to start on a bad footing, like going without wisdom. Okay? So a typical creator setup will include a camera, a microphone, lighting, and streaming software. Just 4 things. And you are online creating content. Okay? You don't need, like I mentioned, expensive equipment like you saw now. Your skill obviously matters more than gear. All right? So you have an opportunity, a huge opportunity I'm giving you to start your content creator journey on the right footing. I teach you how to do it safely. I even teach you how to choose your content wisely, respect privacy, engage safely, ask for help when you need it, and think before posting. I teach you even how to encourage others to do exactly this when you get going. Okay? So beyond the live broadcast, please feel free to send in your questions. I invite questions from parents, grandparents, young people. Okay? Questions like what worries you most? What excites you most? What questions do you have? Just please send them my way. All right. I want to leave you with this thought. Our children don't just consume content anymore. Many of them want to create it. The goal isn't to stop them, the goal is to prepare them. And that's because a child who learns to create safely today can become a responsible digital citizen tomorrow, and perhaps even use their voice to make a positive difference in the world. If today's session has helped you, share it with another parent. And if you're interested in future training like the one I'm presenting on safe content creation, please type "create" in the comments after the broadcast. Thank you for spending this hour with me. I've been your host, Lawrence Edem. Until our regular schedule for the podcast on Monday at 6 p.m., God bless and goodbye.
Strangers sounding friendly behind a different face. Algorithms watching every move they make. Not every friend is a friend. Not every link is clean. And some wounds are hidden behind a glowing screen. We didn't grow up like this, we're learning on the way. But silence is